usually a pretty ballsy kind of guy, but this particular case, I'm riding a little nervous.
I like to think of myself as pretty fearless, but this time, I've got to admit, there's a knot in my stomach. When you're about to dive into a story as raw, as real, and as rugged as the lives of the Kilcher family, it's impossible not to feel the weight of it. For over a decade, millions of viewers have tuned in to Alaska, the last frontier, captivated by a family that not only survived in one of the harshest climates on Earth, but thrived. They built a life stripped of modern comforts, relying on sheer skill, resilience, and the bonds that tie generations together. It's a life many admire, few understand, and even fewer can replicate. But now, with the show on hiatus after its 11th season, curiosity has grown. What became of the Kilchers after the cameras stopped rolling? How have they evolved, both as a family and as individuals, in the world beyond their remote Alaskan homestead? Let's take a journey into the last frontier to find out. For 11 seasons, from 2011 to 2022, the Kilcher family brought the rugged wilderness of Alaska into the hearts and homes of countless viewers. Alaska. The Last Frontier was more than a reality show. It was a window into a way of life that is nearly extinct today. Fans watched as the family hunted, fished, farmed, built cabins, and struggled against the unforgiving elements. Theirs was a life of simplicity, survival, and endurance that few outsiders could imagine. The show introduced audiences to a family rooted in generations of hard work and resilience. Each Kilcher carried the weight of their legacy, but each also brought their own personality, skills, and dreams into the homestead. From the patriarchs who guided the land to the younger generations learning the ropes of homesteading, the series captured both the triumphs and the hardships of life in Alaska. With the show's pause after its 11th season, fans have been left wondering about the family behind the cameras. What are they doing now? How have they carried forward the traditions and lessons of their ancestors in a world that often values convenience over self-reliance? To understand their present, it's important to look back at where it all began, at the roots that built not only a family, but a legacy. The story of the Kilcher family predates television by decades, rooted in courage, vision, and a pursuit of freedom. In the late 1930s and early 1940s, as Europe was engulfed in the turmoil of World War II, Ulla Kilcher and Ruth Weber embarked on a journey to escape the chaos. Ulla, a scholar who had mastered 12 languages, and Ruth, an aspiring opera singer and poet, sought a life far removed from the threat of Nazi Germany. Their quest for freedom brought them to the remote Alaskan wilderness, a land as harsh as it was beautiful. By 1940, they had settled on 160 acres near Kachemak Bay, an area without roads, electricity, or modern conveniences. There, they carved out a life on their own terms, farming the land, hunting, fishing, and raising a family. Ruth washed clothes by hand, sewed using a treadle machine, and homeschooled their children, reading to them by the light of a kerosene lamp. Over time, through the provisions of the Homestead Act, their land expanded to over 600 acres, a testament to their perseverance and vision. Ulla was more than a homesteader. He was a nation builder. In 1955, he became one of the 55 delegates responsible for drafting the Alaska Constitution, and he later served in the state Senate. Ruth became a respected writer and columnist for the Anchorage Daily News, bringing attention to the pioneering spirit of Alaskans. Long before the Kilchers appeared on Discovery Channel, they had a penchant for storytelling. In the 1950s, Ulla and Ruth created a documentary titled A Pioneer Family in Alaska, touring Europe to share their experiences and vision. This early media engagement laid the groundwork for the family's eventual television success. Decades later, their sons, grandsons, and daughters would carry this legacy into Alaska, the last frontier, blending tradition, media savvy, and resilience into one captivating family story. At Kilcher, the eldest son was the heart and patriarch of the family on television. On the show, he represented stability, wisdom, and tradition. Summers were spent at the head of the bay, tending to cattle, preparing for winter, and teaching the younger generations the homestead way of life. Beyond the homestead, Atz had a deep connection to music. A celebrated folk singer and cowboy poet, His songs reflected the landscapes, challenges, and personal experiences of his life. Fatherhood played a central role in Att's life. He shared the stage with his daughter Jewel Kilcher in a yodeling duo, touring the state and performing in bars, a bonding experience that combined artistry with family tradition. Yet behind the camera, Att's life was marked by trauma. In his 2018 memoir, he detailed struggles with PTSD from his service in the Vietnam War, as well as challenges growing up under his father Ule's complex and sometimes harsh demeanor. The family home, while nurturing in many ways, had its dark corners, which Atts worked hard to confront and heal from in adulthood. Today, Atts continues to live on the homestead, blending music, storytelling, and outreach. He collaborates with organizations like Project Healing Waters, using his experience and art to help fellow veterans. In many ways, he has transformed personal pain into a source of connection and healing, proving that the frontier is not only a physical place, but an emotional and spiritual journey as well. Otto, the sixth child of Ule and Ruth, was the family's problem solver. On Alaska, the last frontier, he earned a reputation as a master of mechanics and ingenuity. Whether fixing machinery or improvising tools from seemingly useless materials, Otto's philosophy was simple. Nothing is wasted, and anything can be fixed with enough creativity and grit. His real-life resilience was tested in 2022 during a severe snowstorm when he was trampled by a cow while tending the herd. The cameras captured the incident, one of the most harrowing moments in the show's history. Otto recovered physically, but the episode underscored the unpredictable dangers of homestead life. Beyond these incidents, Otto's passion for teaching practical skills remains central. He continues to mentor younger family members and shares knowledge about mechanics, homesteading, and survival, embodying the principle that knowledge is as vital as muscle in the wilderness. The family's younger generation has embraced diverse paths while staying connected to the homestead. Jewel Kilcher, Att's daughter, is now an international music star, taking inspiration from her Alaskan upbringing and the performances she shared with her father. Other children and grandchildren have explored opportunities in agriculture, education, and media, balancing modern careers with the enduring lessons of homestead life. Collectively, they carry forward the Kilcher ethos, resilience, creativity, and a deep connection to the land. The Kilcher family's story is filled with moments that test both physical and emotional endurance. From harsh Alaskan winters and wild animal encounters to personal struggles with trauma and illness, each challenge has shaped the family's character. One defining moment was Otto's 2022 cow trampling incident, which highlighted the constant dangers of rural life. Another pivotal aspect was Kilcher's experience with PTSD after Vietnam, which left lasting scars and influenced the family dynamic for years. Even in simpler, everyday moments, such as hunting trips gone awry or harsh winters that decimated crops, the family learned resilience, patience, and the importance of unity. Through these trials, the Kilchers demonstrated that survival is not only about skill, but also about emotional strength, adaptability, and the bonds that tie them together. Every setback became a lesson, every victory a testament to determination. These pivotal moments, captured on camera, resonated with viewers who admired the family not just for what they did, but for how they did it, with integrity, courage, and unwavering commitment. Today, the Kilchers continue to live much as they always have, guided by the principles of self-reliance and community. Kilcher remains a central figure, dedicating himself to music, storytelling, and veteran outreach. Otto continues to innovate and teach, keeping traditional skills alive for younger generations. Jewel Kilcher's music career has taken her far from Alaska, but she remains deeply connected to her roots, often reflecting on the lessons learned on the homestead. Other family members have pursued various paths but retain the essence of the Kilcher way, balancing modern life with the wisdom of the land. The homestead itself is still operational, a living monument to decades of hard work, resilience, and family unity. Fans of the show continue to follow the family through social media and occasional public appearances, demonstrating that the Kilcher legacy is far from finished. The story of the Kilcher family reminds us that the most profound journeys often happen off-camera. While the wilderness tested their bodies, it was the trials of family, legacy, and personal growth that defined them. The truest frontier is often internal, a landscape of healing, resilience, and purpose. From the rugged shores of Kachamak Bay to stages across the world, the Kilchers have shown that survival is not merely about enduring, it's about living with courage, creativity, and heart. Their legacy endures, proving that the spirit of the last frontier thrives not only in Alaska but in every act of perseverance and connection. Life on the Kilcher homestead has always revolved around routines that blend practicality with tradition. Each day begins before sunrise, with chores that are both necessary and ritualistic. Feeding the animals, checking traps, tending gardens, and preparing firewood for the cold months ahead. While these tasks might seem mundane to outsiders, they are the backbone of the Kilcher lifestyle, a rhythm passed down from Ule and Ruth that keeps the family connected to both the land and each other. Meals are often simple but hearty, consisting of what the family has grown, hunted, or fished. Hunting trips are not just a means of survival. They are lessons in patience, observation, and respect for nature. Children learn skills like trapping, skinning, and preserving food from an early age, blending play with hands-on education. Even holidays and celebrations are infused with the family's Alaskan heritage, emphasizing togetherness over extravagance. Music, storytelling, and poetry remain central to the family's daily life. From Jules' early yodeling sessions with her father to evenings spent around the kerosene lamp reading and singing, these cultural traditions reinforce the family's values and provide comfort in the harsh Alaskan environment. In a world that often prioritizes speed and convenience, the Kilcher routine demonstrates the beauty of patience, endurance, and mindful living. While the Kilcher's lifestyle is rooted in survival and tradition, their influence extends far beyond the homestead. Alaska, the last frontier, captivated audiences not only for its dramatic wilderness setting, but also for its authentic portrayal of family, resilience, and self-sufficiency. The show inspired a generation of viewers to appreciate simple living, sustainable practices, and the importance of family bonds. The Kilchers' approach to homesteading has sparked interest in rural and off-grid living, influencing television programming, social media trends, and lifestyle movements. Fans frequently reference the family's ingenuity, whether it's Otto's mechanical fixes or Kilcher's musical storytelling, as examples of combining tradition with personal creativity. The family has also inspired countless articles, podcasts, and fan communities dedicated to exploring Alaskan life, survival skills, and the balance between modernity and tradition. Their legacy in popular culture is not just about entertainment, it's about education, inspiration, and a reminder that a meaningful life can exist outside of urban conveniences. By sharing their story with the world, the Kilchers have extended the spirit of Alaska far beyond its physical borders. One of the most compelling aspects of the Kilcher family story is the philosophy they live by. At its core, life on the homestead teaches lessons about resilience, patience, and respect, both for nature and for one another. The family's approach emphasizes that true survival is not just physical, but emotional, spiritual, and mental. A recurring theme is self-reliance. Children are taught early that they are responsible for their own growth, learning, and contribution to the family. Mistakes are inevitable, but they are reframed as opportunities to learn, adapt, and grow stronger. Similarly, the family demonstrates that resourcefulness can solve nearly any problem. Otto's mantra, "Nothing is wasted and anything can be fixed with enough creativity and grit," extends far beyond tools and machinery. It applies to life itself. The Kilchers also emphasize community and legacy. While independence is crucial, the family has survived generations because of mutual support and shared wisdom. Each member, young or old, contributes to the collective well-being, creating a microcosm of collaboration, teaching, and mentorship that reinforces the value of family unity. Finally, their story reminds us that challenges, whether in the wilderness or within ourselves, are not obstacles to be feared, but frontiers to be explored. From physical hardships to emotional struggles, the Kilchers demonstrate that courage, adaptability, and love form the foundation for a life fully lived. The Kilcher legacy is far from static. It continues to evolve with each generation. The younger members of the family are embracing new opportunities while maintaining deep ties to the homestead. Many are pursuing education, music, environmental activism, and entrepreneurship, all informed by the values instilled by their parents and grandparents. The family actively shares its knowledge with the next generation, ensuring that traditional skills like hunting, fishing, farming, and mechanical repair are not lost. Simultaneously, they encourage innovation, blending modern technology with centuries-old practices to enhance efficiency without compromising tradition. For example, sustainable farming practices and renewable energy integration are gradually becoming part of the homestead's operations, showing that even in remote Alaska, evolution is possible without sacrificing heritage. This continuity ensures that the Kilcher story will remain relevant, inspiring and instructive for years to come. Each new generation carries forward not just the physical tools of homesteading, but also the intangible lessons of perseverance, creativity, and the enduring power of family. The Kilcher family's contributions have not gone unnoticed. Over the years, they have received recognition for their dedication to preserving a traditional way of life, as well as their efforts in sharing that life with the world. Alaska, the last frontier, earned acclaim not just for entertainment value, but for its authentic portrayal of self-sufficiency, resourcefulness, and resilience. Beyond the show, the family has been invited to speak at universities, homesteading conventions, and cultural events, showcasing their expertise in survival, farming, and sustainable living. Media outlets have featured profiles of the Kilchers highlighting their unique approach to life, and fans have lauded them for inspiring a return to hands-on skills, creativity, and family bonds. Recognition has extended to awards in documentary and reality programming, solidifying their place as cultural ambassadors of Alaskan life. Even individual family members have been acknowledged for their personal achievements. Kilcher's music, Otto's mechanical ingenuity, and Jewel Kilcher's rising international fame all serve as testaments to the versatility, talent, and enduring relevance of this remarkable family. Each accolade, whether public or private, underscores a singular truth. The Kilchers are not just surviving, they are thriving and influencing a wider audience along the way. What truly brings the Kilcher legacy to life are the personal stories and memories that reveal their character, humor, and humanity. From children learning to ice fish in sub-zero temperatures to late-night campfire stories about generations past, these moments paint a vivid picture of life far removed from city conveniences. Kilcher often shares humorous tales of early family misadventures, such as attempts at constructing log cabins that collapsed or hunting trips gone hilariously wrong. Otto recounts the countless hours spent improvising machinery and tools from scraps, turning mistakes into learning experiences. Even the younger Kilchers carry memories of creative games and adventures across the sprawling homestead, learning lessons in resilience and teamwork along the way. These anecdotes humanize the family, showing that even in extreme environments there is joy, laughter, and connection. They remind viewers and fans that behind the survivalist image is a family that celebrates milestones, cherishes memories, and finds lightness even amid adversity. The stories are both instructive and entertaining, creating a rich tapestry of life lessons interwoven with real-life experiences. In an age dominated by technology, instant gratification, and urban living, the Kilcher way of life offers a striking contrast and a lesson in balance. Their philosophy emphasizes patience, hard work, creativity, and sustainability, values often overlooked in modern society. The family's approach underscores the importance of self-reliance, teaching that life's most meaningful accomplishments often come from effort, ingenuity, and perseverance. At the same time, their story demonstrates the value of collaboration, community, and family support. Modern audiences, many disconnected from the natural world, can learn from the Kilcher principles, that every task has purpose, every challenge is an opportunity, and life is richest when it is intentional and connected to both people and the land. By combining tradition with thoughtful adaptation, The Kilchers show that it is possible to preserve cultural and familial heritage while embracing the advantages of modern society. Their story is a bridge between eras, inspiring those who watch them to reevaluate priorities, embrace simplicity, and respect the enduring wisdom of generations past. The Kilchers are not only custodians of their family legacy, they are stewards of the Alaskan land itself. Living off the wilderness requires respect for the environment and a deep understanding of the delicate balance that sustains life in remote areas. From sustainable hunting and fishing practices to careful management of farmland and forests, the family has maintained the homestead in a way that honors natural cycles. Every decision, whether planting crops, preserving wildlife habitats, or managing waste, is approached with intention. Younger family members have been taught the importance of preserving biodiversity and minimizing human impact, ensuring that future generations inherit a thriving, healthy ecosystem. This approach has inspired viewers and fans to consider their own interactions with the environment. The Kilcher family demonstrates that survival and ecological responsibility are not mutually exclusive, that living in harmony with nature benefits both people and the planet. Their stewardship offers a model for sustainability in modern times, proving that lessons from the last frontier can be applied far beyond Alaska. Long before the Kilchers became television stars, storytelling was part of their DNA. Ule and Ruth Kilcher documented their homesteading life in the 1950s with a film called A Pioneer Family in Alaska, which they toured across Europe. This early media project allowed the world to glimpse life in a remote Alaskan homestead, showcasing the family's resilience, ingenuity, and dedication to simple living. Decades later, the Discovery Channel picked up on this spirit with Alaska, the Last Frontier, turning the family's daily survival into a global phenomenon. Beyond the main series, several mini-documentaries, interviews, and behind-the-scenes specials have captured the nuances of the Kilcher lifestyle, from winter hunting expeditions to woodworking and mechanical ingenuity. Each project reflects not only the raw challenges of life on the frontier, but also the creativity, humor, and wisdom that define the family. By engaging in media projects, the Kilchers have preserved their history while inspiring a wider audience to appreciate homesteading skills, resourcefulness, and the values of patience, discipline, and familial loyalty. Their story has become a cultural touchstone, bridging the past with the modern age through compelling visual narratives. Though their lives are centered in remote Alaska, the Kilchers have always understood the importance of giving back. Kilcher, for instance, has used his music and personal experiences to support fellow veterans, working with organizations like Project Healing Waters to help those recovering from the physical and emotional scars of war. The family also contributes to local communities by sharing knowledge, mentoring young homesteaders, and providing guidance on sustainable farming and survival skills. They host workshops, participate in educational programs, and often invite visitors to learn about homestead life firsthand. These efforts extend the family's influence beyond entertainment, showing that their legacy is not only about survival but about service, connection, and inspiration. Their philanthropy emphasizes that resilience and success are most meaningful when shared. By giving back, the Kilchers reinforce the values of empathy, community, and responsibility, reminding the world that even in isolation, one can make a tangible difference. The Kilcher family's lifestyle has inspired a resurgence of interest in off-grid living, sustainable agriculture, and homesteading worldwide. Viewers of Alaska. The Last Frontier often cite the family as a primary influence when exploring alternatives to modern urban life. The show has sparked discussion forums, blogs, and social media communities dedicated to recreating homesteading principles in diverse environments. Their influence extends to modern survival enthusiasts, DIY gardeners, and aspiring homesteaders who adopt Kilcher techniques such as solar-powered water systems, efficient hunting methods, and creative mechanical solutions. In a world increasingly disconnected from nature, the Kilchers provide a blueprint for living with intention, embracing challenges, and finding fulfillment in self-sufficiency. By showcasing the balance of tradition and innovation, the family has not only preserved their heritage, but also helped cultivate a global appreciation for skills that were once essential for survival. Their story proves that lessons from the last frontier resonate far beyond Alaskan soil. Life on the Kilcher homestead is not solely about survival. It is imbued with a spiritual dimension. The family's deep connection to nature, cycles of the seasons, and respect for the land provide a grounding philosophy that informs every action. Hunting and fishing are approached not as mere necessity, but with reverence for the life they take and the ecosystem they inhabit. Family rituals, storytelling, and music serve as both comfort and spiritual sustenance, connecting past generations with the present. Rituals such as tending gardens, preparing meals, or gathering firewood are approached mindfully, emphasizing gratitude, patience, and presence. These practices cultivate inner resilience and a sense of purpose, reinforcing that life on the frontier is as much about mental and emotional balance as it is about physical survival. The Kilcher spiritual approach offers lessons applicable even in urban environments. Mindfulness, respect for nature, and the cultivation of gratitude. It demonstrates that harmony with one's surroundings, community, and self is central to a fulfilling life, values the Kilchers have embodied for generations.